cop responds to 911 call and finds mom of 4 unable to feed her baby. A mom of 4 was left to care for her kids after her husband left for a business trip. Shortly after, a cop responded to a 911 call from the woman late at night and found her struggling to feed her newborn child. Amanda was a housewife and a mother of 4 children. Her husband, James, had to work hard to provide for their growing family and was often on business trips around the country. Although she had always dreamed of being a mother, Amanda never realized how much work it was to raise 4 children. She had a 6-year-old son nursing a broken leg, 3-year-old and 4-year-old toddlers who liked running around, and an infant baby boy who depended on her for milk. One particular week, Amanda's husband left for another business trip. She woke up to her infant crying, hungry for milk. She took him in her arms and tried to breastfeed him, but she realized her breast milk supply was no longer enough to feed him. "Hold on, Pete," she said, trying to console her baby. "I'm sorry, Mom seems not to have enough milk to feed your appetite," she added sadly. Amanda didn't know what to do. She couldn't leave the kids home to buy formula milk. She called her husband, hoping he could ask someone to go and buy milk for them. James began calling his friends who lived in the neighborhood, but since it was around 2 in the morning, nobody picked up. Pete's cry was getting louder, and Amanda was worried it would wake the other children up. If they woke up, chaos would ensue, and Amanda was sure she'd go crazy. Realizing her husband couldn't help her, she decided to act on her own. She tried calling her mom and neighbors, but nobody was picking up. Then the frantic mom realized there was one number she could call that would certainly pick up: 911. After a couple of rings, a dispatcher answered. 911, what's your emergency? Hello, Amanda said, almost breathless. She had been walking around the house for nearly an hour, trying to soothe her crying child. I need help. My child won't stop crying because I cannot give him milk. I can't leave the house to buy formula milk. Can you please have someone help me? She asked. Are you in any kind of danger, ma'am? The dispatcher asked. No, but I might as well be if my baby doesn't stop crying. Please, can you quickly send someone over with some formula milk? Please, I really need your help, Amanda pleaded, sounding desperate. She gave the dispatcher her address and asked to send someone over quickly. The dispatcher was alarmed at the sudden call. She tried to decipher whether formula milk was some code for danger and wanted to ensure that the mom and her children were safe, so she dispatched a policeman to do a wellness check on the address. When the cop arrived, Amanda opened the door with a crying baby in her arms. I'm sorry, officer. Thank you for checking on us, she told him. You see, I've been breastfeeding my son, but it seems my milk supply is no longer enough. I can't buy formula milk because I have 3 other kids sleeping upstairs. My husband is out of town, and nobody else is answering their phones. I had no choice but to call 911. The officer shook his head. No need to apologize, ma'am. I'm a dad too, and I know how hard it is to soothe a hungry baby. Don't worry. I'll grab some milk from the store for you right now, he said with a smile before taking off. The kind officer, who introduced himself as Joshua, got into his patrol car and drove to the pharmacy to buy formula milk for Amanda's baby in the middle of the night. When he arrived, Amanda was relieved that her child could finally drink milk and go back to sleep. Joshua watched over the rest of her children while she fed her hungry baby. When James arrived the following day, Amanda shared the story of the kind officer. He realized that another man had stepped up for his family during his absence, and he was so grateful. Without Joshua knowing, James opened up a GoFundMe account for the man and his family. He raised $7,500, which he gave to the officer's family. Little did James know, Joshua badly needed the money. He needed to pay for his house by the end of the month, or he would have to find another place to stay. James, Amanda, and Joshua became good friends, and they often met up so their kids could play together. One 911 call led to a lifelong friendship that both families cherished. Since then, they've always had each other's backs. Moreover, Amanda made sure to stock up on formula milk. What can we learn from this story? There will always be someone willing to help you. Amanda felt hopeless that night when nobody was picking up her calls. However, after calling 911, she realized that there would always be people willing to help. Do good things even when nobody sees you. Joshua was not obliged to help Amanda, as all he needed to do was conduct a wellness check after her 911 call. However, he went above and beyond his duties to buy formula milk for her.